There's only room for one spoiled rich kid at this school, and that's me.
Hello, welcome to Fatzoid TV, and here we are going to be doing a deck profile on Six Samurai. So Six Samurai is an interesting deck. It is a combo deck. The main combo that you try to do with Six Samurai is summon this card. A number 86 Heroic Champion, Rongo. So what does Rongo do? Well, depending on how many materials are attached to him when you XZ summon it, it has either cannot be destroyed by battle, gains 1500 attack or defense, unaffected by card effects, your opponent cannot normal summon or special summon monsters, and then once per turn you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. So it's a pretty insane effect, and the way we do this is by first achieving 4 material on number 75, and then using number 75's effect on a Rongo which has only 2 materials, because once you get 3, you're not allowed to use number 75's effects on Rongo anymore. So once you have 2 Exceed Rongo mixed with a 4 Exceed 75, you get a 7 Exceed Rongo, which means your opponent has 2 to 3 turns where they cannot play any cards. You have pretty much 3 to 4 turns where your opponent cannot play any cards. So that's what makes this combination so strong. We also are running an Notoria package. If you're able to get Notoria Beast on the field, this card makes it so your opponent cannot play any spell cards. This card makes it so your opponent cannot play any trap cards, as long as you have cards in the graveyard to banish, and as long as you have cards in the deck to discard. Or I guess not discard, send to the graveyard. We have a Xian, and we use him primarily if we cannot get Xian's Squire out, if we're forced to just use Fuma. But for the most part, your end boards will consist of primarily Rongo and perhaps Shogun, but we might make Shogun into an Appaloosa. And that's pretty much the gist of it. That is how you pretty much want to be doing what you want to be doing with this deck. That is its game plan. What we're going to be going over is how do we get and how do we accomplish this game plan. And there's a few ways to do that. So first of all, we're going to be going through me playing the deck myself. We're going to play in solo mode, so we can just show the combo slowly there. And then we're going to be doing some replays, and we're going to be showing you replays of some matches I've played where I win turn 1, some games where I have to fight through hand traps, some games I have to fight through Nibiru. So stay tuned to watch all that. And question of the day is, I'm really looking forward to having my subscribers giving me feedback on what they would like to see next. Currently, I can make as many counts as I want, so it's not that big of a deal for me to make multiple decks. Just tell me what deck you would like to see. I was planning on doing Armed Dragon next, or Spiral. Or if you guys want to see something more meta, I can go over deck profiles for more meta decks as well. But let's jump into the content. Okay, so typically you want to be going first when you play this deck, so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be honest with you, this hand is horrific. Well, we're going to play it out. Well, this hand's not the worst, but it's not the best. Not even close to the best. So, we're going to go into Noble. Activate Noble's effect. We're going to add that to hand, because we're not going to be able to use it this turn. Now, we can only do 1, because we only have 1 left in the deck. Again, very unfortunate. Or I have to summon a Fuma. Now Battle Shogun's effect activates. Allows us to discard a card to get a Samurai spell in the deck. We're going to summon, going to play Gateway. We're going to activate Living Fossil first. We're going to be grabbing grab that. Activate this. Summon there. See, it's gonna look a little rough. So there's a reason why we didn't summon. There's a reason why we didn't summon Fuma where you think it was supposed to go like here. That's because we need the red in this spot right here. Now we're gonna activate this one more time. We're gonna get blue. Activate red's effect. Destroy blue. Destroy red. This is not working out very well, is it? Okay, so here we are. We have the infinite combo, right? It's all infinite because every time you play these, you're going to be netting at least one charge. See? CR 16. Now let me do the combo. You're gonna see. This comes into my hand. Now we're at 19. We're gonna discard. And you can get blue again. Okay. Now we're at 18. So we're getting 2 charges every time we do this. Now I'm going to skip ahead for the video's sake so you can see what we kind of end with. Okay, so we got to do what we got to do with our board. But remember that our hand wasn't the best that we possibly could have had. But we're still going to end off with the number 75. And we're still going to end up getting... I can go into Trish, but we're not doing that. Still going to end up with a Rongo. Now, we have some choices here. We can do Appaloosa, which I'm kind of inclined to do. So let's do that. Just to show you. And remember, the hand wasn't the best hand you possibly could have with this. I'll go get 6 Samurai. Go into Appaloosa. Right. Now we're going to use this. Now what you want to do with your last bit of your gateway is use all the charges. Because if your opponent has a Harpy's Feather Dust or something, you really don't want to spend resources protecting it. Because spending resources protecting it means that you're not spending the resources protecting your monsters. And what I mean when I say resources, I'm talking about Xian's ability, because it can negate at least one spell or trap per turn. So I would just build up your hand again. Not the end of the world if you end up having this board wiped. So this is a pretty strong 3 cards that you can grab. And we're just going to pass. Now our opponent is solo mode, but you're going to see he's not going to be able to do much. He sets a card, he ends, and we're going to be able to kill him. And the reason why I say these 3 cards, I'll just show you quick. This is a quick way to get a ton of damage off on your opponent. So you summon Kageki, you summon Kizan. Kizan effects activates, and then you can activate armor from your hand. Anytime a Secret 6 Samurai is summoned, you can activate armor. I'm going to add card to your hand. And now you're going to go into Xian, but your XZ summon. You're going to activate Xian's ability. And you're going to boost this attack, so now it increases its original attack from 200 to 2000. Now, that's a big burst of damage. You could do at least, bare minimum, 6,000 damage with these two cards. Then you just swing into your opponent. And the game's over. Well, so in this game, we see we have a very strong opener. We have 2 monsters that we're able to get out, plus Temple of the Six, which is, like I said, a Bushido counter card that allows you to get counters right out the gate. Makes getting the combo so much easier and a lot less frustrating to, like, build up. So, we're going to blast through this. Once you show you the combo, I'm going to skip ahead, okay? Alright, so now I'm showing you the loop. Because the combo is Battle Shogun, you got the red samurai out, and then 2 blue samurais. You want to place 1 red samurai here, 1 samurai on the opposite end. And then the other samurai could go wherever you want to put. So now I'm going to start doing the combo right now. So we got number 75. We got 2 Kizans. And your opponent concedes. Well, if your opponent's familiar with how number 75 works, they know Rongo's coming because it's common. This is a very good hand. It's not the best hand, but it has a... as long as you have a Bushido counter opener, then it's going to be a very good hand. So you can't see it right now, but against this opponent, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to lose. This guy has Nibiru. Or maybe I can come back from Nibiru, because I keep getting the, I wasn't getting it at first, but I was getting it afterwards. Of, like, where it was pausing and saying, hey, your opponent has something to do, your opponent has something to do. I kept getting it over and over. You're going to find out what it is soon enough. Okay, so this is where I'm starting off again. We did the infinite combo, we got enough counters, now we're going into Rongo. Now this is something, let's go over real quick. This is what he was holding on to this entire time. He had Gizmak. So with Gizmak, you'd be able to banish 3 cards in reaction to this going into this, and then destroying this. So 75 secondary ability is you can detach 2 materials from this card. The activated effect becomes both players draw 1 card and you can target 1 other number XYZ monster you control. So the activated effect becomes you can detach 2, and then the effect becomes both players draw 2 cards. So I activated the effect. I lose 2 material, but he's not going to be able to do what he wants to do because it's going to turn into like just draw. You'll see. So now we both just draw a card. And now I can finally attack Rongo. Now I don't have to worry about it. And I still have my turn. I have a ton of counters, and I have Dojo out. So, like, things are looking very strong for me. We're gonna get one of the strongest boards that you can make with this deck. So, this is what I'm talking about. This is what a crazy board looks like. This is like, you cannot win if you get this out. So, I want to talk about this right here, too. This is a misplay on my part. So, when you're using Appaloosa's effect, do not use it on any of the first abilities from Danger Beast, because they are not a once per turn effect. After reading the card better, I understood that it's a secondary effect you need to negate. So, keep that in mind. So, he baits 1 negate out of Appaloosa. I think he thought I was going to do it again, which, in his defense, I mean, I messed up the first time, so now we just let him do whatever he wants. He gets very unlucky here, but it's not gonna matter. You're gonna see why. Because he's trying to get Bigfoot to discard himself, but he's not discarded at all. Like, and then you end up finding out his last card, other than this card, is also Bigfoot, and I'm like, what? So now, if you negate this effect, the second Bigfoot he has can't activate because it's a 1 per turn effect. Doesn't work. Rongo discards and he concedes. So, very clean game other than that one mistake. This is us going second. Alright, our hand is actually pretty okay. Our hand's not bad at all. He has a really good opener, though. He's pretty much doing everything you want to be doing with heroes. I was a little confused by this, but he ends up scouting. Sometimes too much information is a bad thing. So he scouts, he sees I'm playing 6 Sams. So he plays, so he ends up getting Dark Calling. But he doesn't cast it. And that, like, you're going to see right here. He ends up going into this. So, playing any type of strategy game, you know they have Dark Calling in their hand. Why, like, there's no one that can tell me, why would he not play his cards? He has 6 cards in hand, right? That tells me 2 things. That tells me he has... Well, first thing it tells me he has Nibiru. 100%. There's 0 chance he does not have Nibiru when... like, this is a board he ends on. When he could have made, like, way more cards. I actually would have been more scared of Dark... The Dark... Dark Law? That card's really annoying to deal with. So, that tells me a huge thing right there. So, what do we do now? What is your chance? We can actually fight through Nibiru, and you're going to see how. So, we got Temple, Shien. I was baiting to see if he had an Ash. He did not. So, we got Isolde. Isolde, again, add... Activate Isolde's effect. Then we go into Battle Shogun. Activate Battle Shogun. Gateway. Now I'm using Monster Reborn. So we are baiting horribly with this Monster Reborn. Because I have overdone Burial. So Nibiru is a whole board. I'm like, okay, there it is. But you're going to see Gateway is so powerful, so strong. At this point, your opponent should be thinking to themselves, wow, I really messed up. There's no way. Like, I should have waited to Nibiru him. But he was afraid I was going to go into something like Appaloosa, and there's no shame in that. Because if you go into Appaloosa, you can't get Nibiru, you can negate it. But even if I had Appaloosa, right? Even if I knew he had Nibiru, I don't even think I could go into Appaloosa very safely because like it would kill your plays. Like with the board we currently have, like if I went to if I rushed Appaloosa because I was afraid of getting Nibiru'd, there's no way we could win. We know he has a Dark Calling in hand. We know we can't beat that. So like it wasn't a good play regardless. There's no way someone's gonna watch me play something. There we go. And then we get to concede. So we fought through Nibiru. Is that gonna happen every game? No. This match is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to Rongo this match. But we're gonna show you some of the power of the Neteria cards as well. So he ashes my opener. I was going to get the 3-star that allows me to special summon another card from my hand. So him doing this absolutely fucked me in the ass. Like there's no fucking chance I can do the combo from this point. Right? So, you gotta think, well, what's my best chance of actually winning this? If he's playing Eldritch, what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna lose 100%. But you gotta play to your outs. Right? Neteria Beast. Now, this card pretty much says, anytime, as long as you have cards in your library, which I have 34, I can send the top 2 cards and negate the activation of a spell card. And he didn't go first, so he can't have access to trap cards. The only thing he really can do is activate spell cards if he's going to activate something other than monsters. So, now let's see what he does. I'm like, oh no, it's dinosaurs. I'm kind of fucked, aren't I? But he ends up destroying Ultimate Conductor, which was odd to me. So I'm like, okay, he's trying to bait out the negate, but I don't... Because a lot of people don't realize this is not a once per turn effect. This is... You can do this over and over and over. So let's see. Goes to Link Karibo. We know he got Evolution Pill. We've seen him get it. And then it's like, okay, it's negated. What do you do now? What do you do now, Malak? Nothing? He goes into Secure Guard now? We're like, okay, well, Secure Guard now, there's probably not much of a chance we one-hit him. We're gonna Monster Reborn. We're gonna bring back Keyzon. Now, you could argue from this point... that I probably would be able to go infinite here. But I decided against it because I'm going to be honest, he had 1 card in hand. And I didn't really think... Like, I thought Appaloosa would be enough to just win the game. Because I couldn't think of an outlet he would have playing dinosaurs that Appaloosa couldn't get me out of. So he goes into Oviraptor. He misplays here because he Oviraptors, which the effect is fine because it automatically activates. But then he activates Melissa, so this ability. Melissa, how's he pronounce that card? Melicianasaur? I don't know. He activates that card ability when he should have just attacked over and then activated it. But yeah, he's done now. And we won. So we won on the back of Neteria this match. Just kind of show you that like Rongo isn't the only way. It is your main way. You will win 99% of your matches or 90% of your matches using Rungo, but maybe 1 out of 10 you don't win using that. These games were all done a while ago. So, what did we learn today, guys? Okay, so we learned that 6 Samurai, you need to summon Rongo. Main game plan. You need to do that on the backbone of number 75. We learned Rongo isn't your only win condition, it's just your main one. As long as you're willing to look for the outs, this deck is very good. It's not tier 1 by any means, but it's definitely a really fun deck. And it will get you better at combo decks as well. So, in the last piece to this, we didn't get to see any of the tech card options that we have. If you guys have any questions or I didn't bring up anything that you are interested in or you're confused on certain plays, please let me know in the comments and let me know what you would want to see me play next. Other than that, have a good one and take care.